Doomscrolling and media in general has been a huge pain in my life recently. It's caused me to waste an insane amount of time, it's made me feel terrible, and I'm pretty sure it's also rotting my brain. So 50 days ago, I told myself enough is enough, and I quit doomscrolling completely. In fact, I basically just stopped watching any media in general completely. And it came about because of the California fires and me just watching the news on that and everyone just politicizing it. And I felt like there wasn't enough compassion. There was so much talk about like, this is what you voted for, blah, blah, blah. And I just got tired of it. I got sick and tired of all of this like habla like in my life that felt so bad. It felt so negative in so many ways. And I know there is a discussion to be had about like cutting off all of these things because you are kind of cutting off your connection with like what's going on in the world and everything. But at least for me, in my stage in my life, I think that's kind of what I need to just find some peace and be able to do my thing. So how did the challenge go? I'm gonna be upfront with you guys, it was not really a challenge. This was something that had been a long time coming. The initial push was anger. The initial push was really disliking myself and the fact that I keep continuously doomscrolling, continuously watch all these like news about all these bad things happening and watching all these political videos as well as just stuff that made me feel terrible. And for some reason, I just kept doing that to myself and I was done with it. I was just done, like completely gonna cut it all off. I made the commitment. I told myself, look, I'm approaching 30, like fast, and I still haven't accomplished a lot of the things that I want to accomplish. Like, why am I spending so much time doomscrolling? Why am I spending so much time on entertainment media, on anything that doesn't help me get to where I want to be? So because of all that built up anger, I just told myself, look, you gotta get some goal achieved, which I decided then and there, it's gonna be $3,000 a month for YouTube, through AdSense, only AdSense. And I'm very far from that goal right now. So until I reach that goal, I'm just not gonna doomscroll. I'm not gonna watch any entertainment, no videos, no nothing. Like I gotta focus up. I gotta just keep doing the thing that gets me to where I wanna be. That day, I committed to myself, like just doing my audio journal, like that's gonna be how it is from now on. And ever since that day, I never once doomscrolled. I never once watched a video for entertainment. It's purely like this state of being where I'm focused on doing my thing. And it took a lot of energy, initial energy of just being angry and like fed up with myself. And that's really the push that brought me here, having done 50 days now as of today and more. Just gonna keep going like this. If I never reach $3,000 on YouTube, I'm just never gonna watch anything. That's how it is. I feel zero compulsion, zero, like none, because my mind is dead set on accomplishing this goal. Like anytime I even think about it, especially in the initial days, I'm just like, wait, my brain remembers. I made a commitment to myself. I need to reach this goal of 3,000 a month on YouTube before watching anything. So that's what I'm doing. That's the challenge, that's the real challenge. Just continuously doing it indefinitely until I reach that goal. So I can't say that I had days where I was tempted at all. So 50 days after I quit doomscrolling, what are the results? What do I feel? What's different? For one, I feel significantly stronger. I feel mentally stronger. There's like a lot more clarity in me. And I feel more confident about myself and just like the things I'm capable of, the things that I'm doing. Like I'm actually spending my time working on things that I care about. And to me, that's like the number one thing that's like such a huge difference is when you work on the things that you say you want to work on, when you're working on yourself as well, you just grow to love yourself more. I've realized lately that in terms of the concept of self-love, I've been feeling that a lot more lately, just because I feel more like I'm doing the things that I'm saying I'm going to do. Like I'm being more aligned with who I see myself as, versus like back then, reality versus how I thought of myself was just so misaligned that part of me really disliked who I was. And it's not like watching entertainment and all that stuff is like terrible or bad if you do it once in a while. As long as you're still keeping your word to yourself and doing the things, you still have the same effects. It's just if you are quitting and you are spending all your time, 100% of your effort into the things that you really, really love and care about, you feel like a completely different person. And I think for me, that really shone through in this challenge, 50 days of just not doing any sort of doom scrolling or watching entertainment. And I want to stress that I have done this before. This isn't my first time doing a challenge like this. I've done what I call zero entertainment for 35 days straight, and I felt similar effects. But I ended up taking a 2-day break and then renewing the challenge for 30 days, missing 2 days. And after that, I flew to Japan, watched stuff on the plane, and that caused me to just spiral downwards again. And that's why I feel like for this challenge, I have to just keep going until I reach my goals, because otherwise it's gonna be like not that effective. And one of the ways I was able to succeed in this challenge is knowing that I succeeded before. Like if you can just do, let's say 1 week of it, and you succeeded with that 1 week, it proves to yourself that you're capable of actually succeeding the challenge, doing 7 clear days and achieving clarity. So all you need to do is just prove to yourself that you have made some success, that you can do it. And from there, it becomes kind of easy. You just need to repeat the process. But I will say that initial push was very, very important. Like without it, the whole process would have been hard, because I was trying to get back on for a while, but it's the initial push that really got me there. That anger, that feeling of not doing the things I said I would do and wasting time. That part is very, very important. Without that initial spark, it's really difficult to actually start in the first place. And there is a downside to this. What I've noticed is that I feel more alone. Because I have severed my connection with the outside world, or at least the online world and news and what's going on, it does feel like I'm more alone. And I think it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's more like a byproduct of what keeping my mind clear is doing to me. It's basically allowing me to feel what I'm naturally feeling. It's amplifying my already natural feelings and telling me, yes, I should go seek out other people to interact with, and not just look at a screen and almost have like a pretend interaction with other people. So I don't consider it a complete downside, but I will admit that it does feel lonelier more often. But the upsides definitely outweigh the downsides. This challenge has turned me into a version of myself that I'm proud of, that I'm finally proud of, that I'm working towards everything that I want. Basically, all my time is spent towards either that or interacting with people and actually trying to build new friendships, especially here in Tokyo. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. I feel like this challenge, this sort of like zero entertainment as well as quitting doom scrolling, whatever you want to call it, it's the best thing that I've ever done in terms of actually being productive. Like everything else pales in comparison. Like you can read as many productivity books as you want, watch as many videos as you want. None of that even matters. If you do this one challenge, just this one challenge, I guarantee you it will change everything. Like you're able to just think and have space to think constantly. Of course, it really depends on what's going on in your life, but for the most part, me now versus me back then, I feel like we're two completely different people. And even though I used that initial push, that anger as fuel, I feel like I don't mind. The state that I'm in right now, it's worth it. It's worth feeling that pain and negativity in the beginning so that you can grow, so that you can move towards a path that's better for you. And I say that because I oftentimes hear my friends telling me like, take it easy on yourself. You shouldn't like be so hard on yourself. Go ahead and watch stuff. Like, why are you torturing yourself in a way? And to me, I don't see it that way at all. Like, I don't understand where that's coming from, at least from my perspective, from my life. It feels like I've enjoyed so much of that already in my life that I don't need to constantly do it. I feel like the thing that makes me feel the best is actually doing the things that I want. And continuing to doom scroll, continuing to watch entertainment, that stuff is it's just a habit. It's just something I kept doing because I always did it in my life, but having a push to stop it, that was what I needed to make a breakthrough. And I've talked a lot about the effects and a few methods for me, especially the anger thing. But in the next video, I'm gonna talk about 5 tips that can really help with discipline. Just forcing yourself to do what you say you're gonna do. So definitely like and subscribe if you're curious about that video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out my website. It also contains some information on stuff like my habit course, as well as some more like consistency-based resources that you can access. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.